Welcome to News Booze.
What we choose with Dami and Danielle.
Surprise. Uh, we are dedicating this episode solely 100% nothing else but the White Lotus finale that happened last night. We just could not wait. We were clicking our heels in excitement and just decided, you know what? Screw it. You get a bonus episode. Yay. Um, so what are you drinking tonight on the special occasion? Us drinking on a Monday? Very rare.
Cheers.
What is
Um,
that?
so I was talking to my mom and she was like, "What are you gonna drink?" And I was like, "Well, I was thinking wine." And she was like, "You're just gonna drink a wine?" She was like, "You're kind of like the one
Yes.
who makes the cocktails." And I was like, "I'll be right back."
I know. It's like, no, Danielle's the one that's the boring one that just pours the bottle. You're the one who has to make it nice and special.
What have I got myself into? So I used to work at a bar, like I've mentioned, and there was a cocktail called Who's the Boss, but I made my own version called The Boss. So this is The Boss, which is
Oh,
basically a fashion version.
I thought you were gonna say that it's called I'm the boss, and then it's like for you instead of who's the
I
boss,
was
but you're the
on
boss.
I am the boss. The
That's
boss. Not
right.
like the boss.
You need one of those placards on your table or like the world's best boss mug from The Office.
Michael Scott.
Well, I'm boring, so I just opened a bottle and it's in a black cup, so you can't even see it, but it's a the Rooster Rosé, the one that's the something Ferme. It's
Hmm.
like the one that you can get anywhere. It has two roosters on the label. It's delicious. It's crisp. It's light. It's fruity. It's fun. I put a couple of ice cubes in there. People hate when I do that, but I do it. Anywho. All right. Well, you know what? Without further ado, because this one's going to be a shorter one, so rest assured, guys, it's not going to be a 2 hour. Um, we're going to jump right on in. So at the right when it got to the peak,
Mhm.
thoughts overall. How did you like the finale? I know people are giving a lot of feedback on like, well, it's not like season one, or it's so different than season two. How did you like it? Just season three, the end.
Uh, I actually really liked it. I read something about like a nice serene like ending or something like that, like where you're like cathartic, where you're sad but you're not like bawling. And I felt that. I also really identify, JK, I don't, I wish I did, with Melinda and her son riding on the boat and like looking away like freaking millionaires. And I was like, man, I wish that was me.
Okay, I need to jump in right there. The
Mhm.
only problem with that ending is that she became the Tanya.
Yeah, yeah, she
So
did.
methinks in this very moment, I just put two and two together. What if it ends up the way that it ended up for Tanya on the next season and Belinda does come back? Or do you think Belinda is going to stay gone with her son and they're enjoying their millions and her new business?
I hope so. I hope they ride into the sunset.
Me too. Because
Yeah.
I think it was metaphorical that they legitimately were riding off into the sunset.
Yeah, if she's smart, she should stay away from any kind of like affiliation with White Lotus.
I know. Well, that's the only thing. Okay, so going back to the she became the Tanya. I
Mhm.
do feel bad because obviously she had the plan with Porn Chai with again, I just realized his name is Porn Chai. Porn. Okay. Um, Porn. Anyway, we're allowed to say his name if it's Porn Chai. So I just feel bad because like I feel like he genuinely wasn't using her and I feel like he actually did like her
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
wanted to start a business with her.
Or maybe he was sad because he was trying to secretly kill her and he was like, oh, who knows? Or
Okay,
maybe
well,
they'll move on.
I'm gonna go with the happier version because I hope that like there wasn't an ulterior motive to him. I feel like he was a genuine person. He seemed really kind. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just didn't like the fact that she became the Tanya in it all because like Tanya did that to her. And fun fact, I did start season one after last night. I started season one again, and oh, Jennifer Coolidge, my God, she has to be like resurrected. Like the next one has to be like she's somehow resurrected. Oh, just kidding, that wasn't her body. I don't know. I miss her. I miss her so much. But all right. Well, yes, she rode off into the sunset. But I guess let's do a little bit more on, I guess, the lighter front before we get into the obvious deaths of it all. Um, Kate, Lori, and Jacqueline, how did you feel about Lori's monologue?
Okay.
Are you going to be the one that's like, it was all right?
Yeah, in the moment, I kind of was expecting her to maybe get like a little bit more real with them, but I guess she kind of had already. So I had mixed emotions. Like I don't know. Like I think that like what's the Jacqueline? Jacqueline like had the you could see it in her face. She felt remorse. She went to go talk to Lori and like apologize. But like I said before, I just felt like this, like the friendship had like outgrown itself and like they weren't really like speaking their truth. And then like they did, but it was so nasty. And then they kind of came back in this way that felt almost inauthentic. And then like I don't know, in the moment I took it more that way, where like she, like maybe because of her own realization that she's putting herself in these shitty situations, that she's like, I'm just happy to be here. But then on the flip side, I guess like now with like time, I love that monologue. Like I read it and I think it's really sweet and kind. Um, but I don't know. It was she did it beautifully. The actress,
Oh
wonderful.
yeah, she's going to get an Emmy or something for that
Yeah.
for sure, or at least a nomination.
Right. Like she did a wonderful job. And like you could see them and they're laughing and I just love the sentiment. But I think in maybe in my real life, I can't say it like in everyone's real life. I think if you had gotten me to this like boiling point of our friendship, even if it was like a lifelong friendship and we're like at that peak where it gets really, really ugly, I might not be the person who like stays in it. You know what I mean? Like I'm like it might be done. What did you think?
Okay, so I definitely read the full thing. So after the fact, I read back the monologue. So obviously people are very, quick with it and they're getting the transcript and they're putting it on memes.
Hmm.
I thought it was very beautiful because I also viewed it as she had that realization moment of like she went too far, she did too much, she was a little too judgmental about her friends who've been there since because they established they've known each other forever. So
Right.
I think she had that realization that she was going a little too rough on them and that when she was talking about like her job, her kids, her marriage, all obviously were not the ones that made her happy. It was kind
Hmm.
of one of those things where you have to realize that she went through her life ticking the boxes that she was told she has to tick.
Hmm.
She has the job, she got the marriage, she got the kid, but she's still not happy.
Hmm.
Like what's missing? And I think it was like that moment where she realizes like these are the constant that's been in her life is like her friends.
Yeah.
And she took kind of, yes, they were all gossipy little bitches, but like to an extent, I feel like all women kind of are, especially if you get them in a group of three.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, it is what it is. Like you really should not be in groups of odd numbers because there's going to be always the odd one out. And that's what it's saying for a reason.
Hmm.
So I think there was that just realization moment. And that's why she did say the thing. It's like, I'm so glad you have a beautiful face, which I think was kind of also a little bit like, you really just care about your looks, kind of like your
What
vein.
else? Yeah.
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 So, I mean, it is what it is. She said it. It's fine. I'm glad you have a beautiful face. I'm glad you have a beautiful life. I'm just happy to be at the table. Some people are saying like that just sounds really sad, like
Yeah.
really sad.
Yeah. And maybe that was intentional. Like there's like I think a piece that you mentioned about like friendship is just so important especially for women. Like we need each other. Like this is like a prime example. So like there's that piece of it. There's a little bit of sadness there. It's just complex. And so I think that was maybe the point too. It wasn't perfect, right?
Well, and I do feel like with us, it's different because yes, we've thankfully we've known each other for 20 years. We've
Hmm.
actually known each other for I think even a little smidge over that because we were practically infantile when we knew each other at 17 and 18. But it is very rare to have friendships that last that long because I do feel like there is kind of like the friendship breakup. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's like you just outgrow the friendship and it's just happens and you don't even have a conversation or anything like that. Nothing really happens. It's just that this person has a different journey, you have a different journey, and you guys just don't
Yeah.
journey together.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I just feel like it is really her realizing she needs to value what she has in front of her because
It's
she
good. Yeah.
obviously is not happy with her life over here
Mhm.
and all the choices that she made to get to where she is. So she needs to value the fact that these people in her life, yes, they're not together, they're not in the same cities, but they are a constant.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so talk to me. How did you feel about the like negotiations with Belinda, Zion, and Porn Chai and wait, not
The thing I
Porn Chai,
forgot.
yeah, with Greg and Belinda and Zion.
Okay, so I do like the fact that they kind of, I don't know if this is chalking up to good acting or bad acting, but I feel like Zion portrayed himself as a sophomore in college. He very much was like, "Oh, I took a couple of courses in business. I know exactly what to say." So
The
I
looks that
think,
she was giving too to him, like, shut up.
oh my God, I know. And the fact that
Move
like
on.
I do actually appreciate the fact that obviously it was reflective of the fact that this is his schooling behind it, where he did the work. He looked into like how much is he really worth? And I'm
Hmm.
glad they did shoot for the moon because obviously they got the 5 million. But Belinda, I loved her fake out when she was like, I gotta go, I gotta go. And she went down the hall and she's like, you need to make sure you finalize this deal. And I was like, ah, there she is. But then again, I think she probably could have, dare I say, asked for more. Because again, he made a good point. He's like, she was worth billions, and you're asking for less than like 1% of your wealth.
Mhm.
And how old is he? Like, he doesn't have, does he have kids? I don't remember.
I don't think they ever say that.
I don't,
So
because when he was with Tanya, I don't think he even talked that he had kids either.
yeah, I don't
So it's not
know.
like he has like a family to leave it to. So it's like you only have a certain amount of years on this planet, and you're really gonna, I think they should have asked for more because you're protecting the guy who murdered someone.
But yeah, five mils pretty good. I mean, you could probably start and then make more or something, invest.
I mean,
Okay.
her son is in business school, so hopefully he has investment knowledge.
Mhm. Yeah.
Anyway, let's go to guy talk. Well, let's do the rat list. Should we do the rat list before we do the big, big, big
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so rat lifts.
Mm-hmm.
I one, I had the suspicion. I already kind of assumed because he was looking real shifty.
Mm-hmm.
Malfoy was definitely going to kill his family. He was
Hmm.
wanting to kill his family. So when he asked and they made the smoothies and he gave the 4 cups, I was like, oh shit, he's really going to try. But the thing is, why did Lachlan not get a cup?
Because he wasn't 21.
But his whole goal was he wanted to kill his family, murder suicide.
Oh, because he asked, the dad asked Lachlan if he would be okay being poor. And
Okay,
so,
and he was the only one that really passed the test.
yeah, I don't know if it was a test. I think it was like, I think he was thinking he was killing them, like if he was going to do that for their own benefit, because they all had said in their own way that they couldn't live without money.
Because even
Um,
the daughter, when she spent the one night in the monastery, it's a monastery, right?
yeah, something like, no,
Temple?
maybe it is a monastery. No, I had a
Anyway,
monastery for nuns.
anyway,
Maybe.
it's
Okay, yeah.
temple. We'll say temple.
Let's say
Um, I think that if she were to be like, yes, I'm totally going to stay for the year here, he wouldn't have given her a glass. He would have made some excuse as to why she couldn't have one. So
Oh
maybe
yeah,
you're right. Yeah.
totally. Monastery.
Yeah, let's get this correct. Fact check. Okay.
It
That
was a
makes more
month.
sense because I was like, why is he sacrificing Lachlan? But then, of course, the irony of it all is Lachlan ends up being a teenager and not cleaning the damn blender before you use it. Grotto, what the hell? I'm sorry. Okay, he is a teenage boy. He is portrayed as a teenage boy. Teenage boys don't like to do the dishes. Got it. Check. But that's gross.
Yeah, I get you're rich and you're used to people picking up after you, but all you have to do is just put the blender in the sink and fill it with water.
A little rinse, rinse. A little swish,
But if you
swish.
let it soak, and that probably would have just negated that whole
Well,
situation.
actually, question. So I feel like the mom, she did take a couple sips. Like she didn't even have a bellyache.
They all did. I was wondering this.
Yeah.
They all had. sips because they were like, this tastes weird or whatever. And
And they
then
were even like after they took sips and they still were like all like looking at each other all kind of shifty-eyed and then they were like, okay, I guess we'll take more sips. But I'm sorry, if you smell it and you're like, this tastes funky, you're not gonna drink it, right? But let's go back to Blender Boy because clean it out, bro. That looked gross before you even like again,
yeah.
teenage boy, chalking it up to teenage boy being just like, I don't care. But
Mhm.
also he was just like, he probably was like, oh, Saxon made a smoothie this morning or whatever, a protein shake this morning. But the
Or
irony
he
of it
was
all,
like, maybe there's remnants of pina colada and like, who cares? Like, you know,
he was the
little.
odd man out. Okay, so based on backpedaling a little bit, based on the previews for this episode, I thought he was actually going to do it self-inflicted style because he was rejected by his brother. He was rejected by his sister for staying in Thailand with her when she originally wanted to stay. He was just being rejected left and right. I had a feeling he was going to do it himself, not at the hands of his
Yeah.
dad leaving the remnants in the thing and him just not rinsing it out.
He seemed so like no by also unbothered by like all of his situations. You know what I mean? Like he seems just kind of like a little floating like leaf. He's just like, oh, okay, I'll go over here.
So
But
you do know you
that
still have to
conversation,
celebrate, oh, you still have to celebrate holidays now with your brother who you jacked off. Now that
that
you're going back home,
conversation though he had with what's his name? What's the older brother's name?
Saxon.
Um Jackson, where he's like, I'm a pleaser. Just like, no,
Oh no,
no.
oh, where he's like, you're just always trying to get off and I'm a pleaser, so I just thought I'd help you out. Homie, homie, if you know your brother has an addiction to just getting off, you don't lend a hand.
No, 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 we're gonna need to go to therapy for that.
Not ironic that I put my hands up, but I didn't mean that on purpose. Um, anywho, so yeah, I just felt so bad because like I could see in that moment when he knocked the glasses away, mouth away,
Mhm.
he is protecting his family. But then again, by proxy, you did what you did. You left the remnants in there. You didn't bother to even clean it up after the fact. And your son near died. Near died, bro. Like, how did you feel about, did you think he was actually going to wake up? I thought he was going to be dead for sure.
Yeah, I kind of did too. I thought like, oh, okay, so there's two deaths here, which it could have gone that way too. But I loved seeing them on the boat afterwards, and like I definitely want like a spinoff. I want more. I want more of like
Oh my God, a rat lifts? Oh, I would so watch that. Them being poor. Imagine Victoria being poor.
although I think that's basically Schitt's Creek. So have you ever seen
Oh, no, we talked about this on the last episode.
Schitt's
My
Creek?
dad loved it, always said, you should watch it. And I just never got into it.
Oh, I wish I could rewatch that show. Like,
Okay, I'll watch out.
like the first time, like I wish I could experience never seeing it because it's really good.
That's like
Um,
me with so many shows where I'm like, I just wish I could experience this for the first time and appreciate it.
okay, so let's talk about
Wait,
yes.
before before we get into the dot dot dot. The one thing I did really love is that Saxon had that shift where Chelsea gave him the books and had that whole in the last episode had the whole like
Yes.
moment. And you could see before she ran up into Rick's arms and stuff on the beach, but you can see in his eyes that she did leave a lasting impact on him. She actually changed him for the better. And I think this is a good transition into the things that we're trying to avoid,
Are
the
you sure you want to talk
sadness.
about this and not like really quickly a little bit about who's our bodyguard? What's his name? Guy
Guy
Talk?
talk. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, let's save
After last.
the sadness for last.
Okay.
So Guy talk and Mook. Mook
Yes.
pissed me off.
Yeah. Agree.
Mook is a little bitch. you're not impressed by him because values his he values his beliefs and wants to leave his job
A good
because
guy.
he does.
Yeah, I know. That was her character development, is like it becoming really clear. She's the nice girl who was like actually a mean girl.
Well,
And
I also always thought she was involved in the robbery somehow, but apparently she wasn't. So,
yeah, that and then like his development of like a good guy to, I can't say that he was like a bad guy at the
no.
end, but like, he did what he had thought he had needed to do in that moment or whatever. But yeah, that was shitty. Shitty of her. You're just like, ugh, ick, don't go for her.
Yeah. No, and it's like they
Alas.
start off the episode started off with like they were gonna have the date, and then once she found out, oh, he's gonna talk about it and he's probably gonna leave. Oh, well, I'm busy, I have to take care of my mom or whatever.
Yeah, gross.
Mook, you suck.
You suck.
You suck, Mook.
I didn't realize
That's
she
gonna
is so beautiful and so adorable.
She is so cute, but she just the more and more it's like you can tell throughout the entire season, she just like because I did the rewatch right before the finale, and I just caught so many disappointing looks that she gave him. I'm like, why are you trying to impress this lady? She only is wanting one thing, and it's not obvious. It's like not like
Yeah.
she just wants sex from you or she just wants this. She wants you to be successful and take care of her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Ick.
How do you feel about, okay, so we're gonna get back to guy talk, obviously, but let's get now into this is if you watch the OC, this is definitely the Marissa moment with
Hmm.
oh my God, I just put the connection together. Oh my God, when Ryan was holding Marissa's body
Oh,
and the
yeah, you're
explosion happened
right.
behind him. Oh my God. And what was
It
the song?
is
What was that song that everyone like thinks about that moment?
California.
No, that's the intro. No, the sad one where it was like, here I come, a sticker chord, I played it and I
Oh,
please the Lord, and you the Hallelujah song.
I like mine.
Um, Hallelujah.
Think of, think of Shrek.
No, it totally is. Okay. Fact, because I actually put that on in the background when I'm working and the boys are have need a background show. Um, Okay, so let's talk about obviously when Rick and Chelsea are reunited again on the beach and they run into each other's arms. That's what we saw in the trailer, and that's what made me think things aren't going to be ending well for these two because I thought one was going to die. I did not know both were going
Hmm.
to die.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be Chelsea because Chelsea is the sweetest little sweetness of sweetheart, just wanting love, hopeless romantic, always looking out for everyone else. This like beautiful little beaming light with doe eyes and just like the sweetest little girl, and she died. I didn't
Yeah.
want her to be the one that died, but I just knew it was going to happen that way.
Yeah. It felt, I know we were like, thinking about who it was going to be. It just made sense. I was thinking her or Lachlan, so it was funny to like see that kind of transpire a little bit. Because they're
So
both like,
when I rewatched it, the reason I thought it was Lachlan is because I saw the trailer and then I saw the sneak that they released like 2 days before, and it was showing him getting rejected by his sister. And I was like, okay, cool. So he's rejected by his brother and his sister,
hmm.
and they keep showing the fucking fruit.
Yeah.
He's going to try to kill himself, and it's going to be him and Chelsea.
Yeah. Crazy, right? And all of the like foreshadowing. Um, okay, so Rick and is it Rick?
Rick.
Yeah, Rick and
Yeah.
Chelsea.
They have
Um,
that cute moment at dinner and she got the validation she wanted. She's like, oh, well, we're gonna always be together. And he goes, well, that's the plan. And you can see on her face, she's like, that's the first time I've ever heard him confirm that he's going to spend the rest of his life with me. Little did we know that was only gonna be 24 more hours.
I said I was talking to the TV. I was like, "Oh, it's working. All of her love is working."
Well, I
And
also think it helped that he was gone in Bangkok.
Hmm.
Okay, side note, Frank having to go back to the meditation after falling off the wagon, real hardcore.
I
Did
love
did
that character. That
I
was a
did see that
great
coming.
character.
Okay, we're gonna circle back to that character, but I'm glad he ended up going back to the meditating monastery or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but I'm glad he had that kind of like time away realization, pushing the the old man, his dad, off on the chair. Like we already knew that. Everyone was not surprised by that reveal. But I just feel like that confirmation she got, the running up to the beach, the whole shebang, it was definitely building up to that next morning there at breakfast. Okay, so this is a thing that I'm seeing. Why would you think that after you went to this guy's house with the gun with the intent to kill
Hmm.
him, but you just pushed him over, you wouldn't have urgency to leave the hotel?
No, I thought that was so weird too. Like, wait, what? You're just gonna
Like
stay?
all he had to do was, all right, now I'm back. Pack your stuff. We got to get out of here. I did something I probably shouldn't have, but as long as we get
Hmm.
out of here, we're good. And they could have lived a great life together.
Hmm. Totally. Yeah, I was thinking the same, like, why wouldn't you leave? But
I
also,
really
like,
want breakfast.
she tells him, like, just like look at what you have, not about what you missed out on. Like, be in the moment, look at like we love each other. And he just couldn't. And yeah, all of the like unresolved trauma in his
I was gonna
life.
say his childhood trauma and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Just kind of like came forward and, took over in just like that angry moment where like he's sitting on the bench right before he does
You can see him
it.
like shaking. That was really good acting because you can see him like literally shaking.
Pissed, pissed. And it's interesting that like that Kill Bill character, his biological father didn't like tell him,
Jim.
didn't want to tell him, like,
It was Sritala that told him after he already shot him. So it's like, I think it's like we all knew
Hmm.
as viewers. Why didn't he get the like, maybe that's what I thought last episode when we were talking about it. I thought, okay, maybe he just pushed him over in the chair because he had a realization moment that that's his dad. But he still was shocked to find out the news. So I'm just like, was it the validation that you like, oh yeah, he is your dad, or was it you really didn't have a clue?
And that would like totally shape why you're angry though too. Like it would because you're angry about that he killed your dad, but he's your dad, so he didn't kill anyone. He just left. He was just a deadbeat, basically. So like that might be a little bit different than like killing someone. Just like a little, So I don't know. But then he talks smack about his mom, and you can't do that about anyone's mom. So he should have, if the old guy was wise,
That is like elementary school playgrounds territory.
no,
If you bring mama into this,
mama.
yo mama into this at all, you're fucked. Um, the one thing that I did really like is I did see a lot of theories because obviously like there's people that fine tooth comb like a mother effer into all these episodes is Chelsea's necklace that says stay gold.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Apparently, and I wrote this down, you can see it, but apparently stay gold pony boy was a saying that Johnny Cade did before he was killed in The Outsiders. And it was the context behind it. And I looked up like, what's the context? What's the significance and meaning? So the context was Johnny says this before he dies after saving children from a burning church. So that kind of like, I'm saving you.
Hmm.
Chelsea was very much that. She saved a lot of people. She touched a lot of people. She improved a lot of people's lives. Not
Yeah.
just Rick, but Saxon. She definitely helped. Like I feel like she improved a lot of people's lives throughout the whole week that she was at the White Lotus. Um, and then the meaning is the phrase is an obviously reference to nothing gold can stay, which Pony Boy had recited to Johnny earlier in Outsiders. And then the significance is a powerful message about cherishing one's goodness and resisting the temptation to become hardened by the world. And that's what she was trying to teach Rick.
Mm-hmm.
Is she said, like you just said in the breakfast, she's just like, I love you. You have this love. Can't this love be enough for you?
Yeah.
But he chose to still go after the person. And then obviously we know what happened. So she said at the dinner, like, whatever bad happens to you happens to me.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
obviously, so I'm definitely a habit of if I watch it once, something like this happens, like where there's like a lot of hidden things that we probably didn't catch the first time, I watch it again. So since it was on at 6, I watched it again. Um, before I restarted from season 1.
Mhm.
But I caught that part and I hadn't caught that the first time when she said like whatever bad happens to you happens to me. So that's obvious. Yes,
Oh, yeah.
accurate.
When I heard her
Accurate it
say
did.
that, I was like, okay, for sure she's dying. I was like, for sure she's dying. He's gonna be sad. I was thinking he's gonna have to live on like it happened to him. I did not know, literally, he was gonna die. I know. So
But
sad.
they did say they're going to be together forever,
Hmm. And they are.
and they're together forever.
I know.
Ugh, it was just
I
so sad.
know.
And then I going back to guy talk, like I know he didn't want to shoot at Rick,
That was
but
sad.
obviously he did, and then they got knocked into the water. I didn't realize this until today
Mhm.
because thankfully we recorded this at night, so I got to see all the theories after the fact of like everybody. If you go back to the scene, you know how she had that one blood spot on her back?
Yeah.
Their bodies were positioned as yin and yang, and she had mentioned that they're yin and yang. And
Interesting.
so
Oh,
her
there.
dot, she had the light color shirt with the dot of blood on the back. And then he was looking up at the sky and like his he was supposed to be like the darkness, but his face was like he was light.
Mm-hmm.
Like he
Oh,
finally was free.
the poetry,
I know. I was like, okay,
artistry. I
that's freaking beautiful.
love it. Well,
Um, well, I mean, overall, so a couple things that I learned after the fact. So did you watch the Unpacking after show?
I did, yes.
Okay. So he did hint. Well, first and foremost, I want to go back actually really quick. Did you know Woody Harrelson was supposed to be Walton Goggins?
I saw that.
Did you know he passed on it because of a scheduling conflict? But then he was like, well, hey, 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 we still want you. So why don't you come and be Sam Rockwell's character? So he was
Ah.
offered both roles and he said, oh, I actually have a family vacation conflict. So it just didn't work out for him. Um, and then allegedly, Mike White in an interview to yesterday or today admitted there was supposed to be a Piper, Ratliff, and a Zion, Belinda's son, spin like where they actually met and she ended up losing her virginity to Zion. And that's why she looks all glowy in the end scene when she's on the boat and she's looking up at the sky and she looks all like peaceful and glowy and like less uptight. And he admitted he's like, yeah, they actually we filmed a couple of scenes where Piper and Zion had a storyline together, but we cut that last minute. I'm
Oh,
like,
how fun.
that's a bummer.
Really?
Belinda's son and Piper, and then ironic enough, hello, Belinda's son now has like also access to the $5 million. Piper is now poor. Hello, the irony of it all. But yeah, so that's a couple of little fun facts. But um, well, with that, before we go into the unpacking part and the predictions for next season, would you want to see Belinda and Zion back, or do you want them to just stay away fully?
Zion is a beautiful man. So for that reason, I would love to see him back. But Belinda should ride into the sunset with her
And stay
milk
gone.
and
Stay
stay.
gone. Stay away from Gary and Greg. I'm wondering if Gary Greg, like, I'll always call him Gary Greg. I wonder if he'll have like any kind of like down the line type of thing because allegedly, now this is going into the unpacking. Season 4, it's one of the executive producers, not Mike, already said they're going to probably do it in Europe.
Okay.
So I don't think Greg Gary is going to find his way to Europe because he has a house in Thailand, right? So I don't think he's going to be in this next season.
No, I think he should. Yeah, I'm done with him and his shady ass. I'm ready for some new blood with maybe mixed with like one random person. So they've done, what did we do? We did Greece.
No,
Oh, no,
we
but that
did
was fun.
Hawaii. That would be
Hawaii.
good. Okay, that's on my list. Hawaii, Italy,
Put that on there.
Thailand. Now for the fourth season
I bet
prediction.
you.
I think Greece would be great. I think Mykonos, Athens. I also wrote down, I was like, I want it to be a snowy place, but then I found out later, Mike White said, I will not be spending 6 months in a place because obviously it's if it has to be consistently with snow, I don't want to deal with snow. I don't like that. He's very much a prima donna. Um,
Can be a
freaking,
prima donna. Yeah. He has done his dues now. He can tell
freaking,
whatever establishment he's walking into, the room must be set to a 72. And I want all of
oh,
the red M&Ms. I don't know.
oh my
Would
God.
you have an
I just
epiphany?
had that so Raven moment. I have a feeling because he was Ned Sheebley in School of Rock. What if Jack Black is on season 4 and has a full circle moment where he was Ned Sheebley, he played Ned Sheebley. Mike White is Ned Sheebley, the roommate from School of Rock. Did you not know that?
I don't even know that character.
Okay, look up School of Rock, look up Ned Sheebley. That is the director and creator of White Lotus. The white guy plays Jack Black's roommate in School of Rock.
Um,
That would be funny if Jack Black somehow plays a character like a masseuse or something in frickin'
no,
season 4.
I feel like okay, so you'd sent like some funny like where like we want these people and
Oh
whatever
no,
and
okay, I did.
Lindsay
We're gonna bring
Lohan
this
and
up. Let's do this. Okay, do you agree? Yes or no? And I'm gonna go through the things. I already can tell you right now off the top. Trisha Paytas, absolutely frickin' not. I cannot stand her. She's annoying to me. Sorry, not sorry, but she is. So that's a hard no. Do you even know who Trisha Paytas is?
I'm looking at her picture and no, absolutely not. He would never. No.
No, no. And people are like, oh, she'd be so funny. No, she's not
Not
a
funny.
Jennifer. She's
Not
not a Jennifer Coolidge replacement, and no one can be. So don't try it. Man, hold on. I need to go directly to your messages. Okay. So I sent, and we're gonna go through them because this is someone else compiled list. This is definitely not ours. Oh, I guess I sent it.
also there was Lindsay Lohan. Absolutely not.
No, no, I don't. I mean, she looks phenomenal in her new face, but nah. Hold on 1 second. I send you a lot of things
It's okay.
because it's research.
I just think that it has to be, I like that it's like you get people that you know, but there's also people that like are like undiscovered, and there's people, they're not like walking in as like Angelina Jolie. You know what I mean? So it can't be like that caliber, can't be like overly steal the show, although Jennifer Coolidge is definitely kind of that person, but I feel like she's just the right amount of like, you know,
Oh, I
like
found it.
you've seen that kind of character before in real
Well,
life.
well, and
You
that's why
know?
I think people were saying Trisha Paytas because she has that like if she enters a room, she's going to take over because she has this just like prominent personality. And I think she's just annoying. Sorry again, but not really. She's a YouTube girl. Brenda Song, I think she'd be great. Macaulay Culkin's wife,
Yeah.
girlfriend. Oh my God, I love her.
I mean, yeah, but I can't.
No? Okay. Gabby Windy, just because she's hot right now, I think if she keeps the momentum up, Gabby Windy from Traders, I think she would be good.
I don't know who she is.
Stanley Tucci, heck yeah.
Oh yeah, Tim for sure.
Oh,
I can see him there.
oh, frack
But
yeah. Let's please, dear
by the
God,
way,
yes.
speaking about like what I've been watching, I haven't mentioned this. I've been watching Stanley Tucci's Italian he has like a travel on like Italy where he discovered because he's
Was it on
Italian and
TV?
it it's on I'll find out. I'll come back. We'll talk about it in our other episodes that are
Oh my
longer,
God,
but
send it to
like
me because I like
I
putting
love.
those on like Sundays when I have to do
Yes,
like a cleaning. Yeah.
exactly. It's like watching like National Geographic, like that kind of vibes where you're just like, oh my God, I could totally see myself in Italy eating pasta.
I like how you said it's like watching National Geographic, like less animal killing.
It's called Stanley Tucci Searching for Italy, and you can watch it on Max, Sling, Discovery Plus, YouTube TV, and Apple TV. Um,
Okay, so I need to watch that. Send that to me, and we'll talk about that on our actual episode on Friday. Um,
yeah.
Kyle McLaughlin, he was in Twin Peaks. He was also on Desperate Housewives.
Sure. are we saying that he would be on
He,
this?
yeah, he played the rich guy. There's always a
Oh,
rich family in it.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I could totally see him in that for sure.
Uh, they said Kim Cattrall on this list, and I just think she's too identifiable as Sex in the City. I don't think she'd be good as in this show, no.
Actually, I could
Shh.
kind of see her as Rich Lady.
Meredith Blake from Parent Trap. Oh my God, Elaine Hendricks needs to be on it. She would be phenomenal as the wife of the guy from Desperate Housewife.
You know what I love? Her aesthetics, Meredith, whatever. Her aesthetics
She was
are
only 27.
amazing. Yeah, I believe it. She was a
No,
hot.
when I was a youth, I thought she was like in her 30s, thinking she was an old lady. Kind of that I, the fact that I thought that was old.
Like, oh my God, the hat, the earrings, everything. I'm gonna watch that later.
What,
Um,
Parent Trap? Oh my God, we should watch it. Okay, we'll both watch it.
I
Jeff
wonder what like
Goldblum.
it.
I think
That's
Jeff Goldblum,
Steve Meyer's movie, isn't it?
yeah, The Parent Trap. Hmm.
So funny. Okay.
So this list also has Jeff Goldblum, but he's too big on the Wicked train right now because there's Wicked Part Two is coming out there. He's not going to do it. Jeremy Strong would be good, but he's already in the Succession show that ended, right? Ooh, Kelly Rutherford from Gossip Girl, the mom. Why is it like always blocking out face? She would be really good in it.
I could see her there. Yeah.
Ooh, Max Greenfield's so hot. He's from New Girl and Veronica Mars.
Oh, you're so funny. That could be
I
interesting.
love him.
Okay,
Kristen
so
Kristen Wiig.
that would be a great.
She was
I was
she's
kind of.
I think her personality from Bridesmaid,
Hmm.
that would be good
Oh, I
in
was thinking
White
Kristen Chenoweth,
Lotus.
but Kristen was,
Oh,
but
different
Kristen
different
Chenoweth
Kristen, yeah.
would be
Yeah.
amazing. I could see her in it too.
Ooh. Kind of like her personality in Four Christmases
Yeah.
in with Reese Witherspoon when she played like the guy obsessed
Mm,
aunt or sister.
yeah. She'll always be what's her face? She'll always be with
Glenda.
always be Glenda to me.
She's Glenda to me too. Always. Always and forever.
Okay, so knowing that we said this would be a short episode and my mom is upstairs.
Oh yeah, and this is already like 45 minutes.
Oh my God, we better
Yeah,
go.
we'll see you Friday, but we'll talk more. We just won't be talking White Lotus unless something comes out where they actually are going to film for next season. So White Lotus will not be on the next one because it was on this one. Yay.
Yay.
Leave us reviews, leave us 5-star ratings and all the things and comments and listen and download and all the fun things. And thank you so much and love you. See you
Bye.
Friday.
Bye.